Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about the signal flow graph representation, and in the previous class we discussed about the block diagram reduction rules. That is one of the method which represents the physical system into a block diagram form, and then reduce it into a simple form, and then find out the overall transfer function of the system. Similar way, any physical system can be represented when the system of equation, I mean, if I know the equations, I mean, system of equations, set of equations which represent the system, if I know the set of equations, then I can go for representing that physical system in the form of signal flow graphs, So what is the signal flow representation? So if I represent in the form of all the set of equations, how the set of equations, how the signal flows from one point to the another point, then we can say signal flow graph representation. So the graphical representation of the variables of set of linear algebraic equation representing the system is called as signal flow graph representation. So when I am representing the set of variable which represent the equation from the equations in the form of graphical way, so then you can call it as signal flow graph representation. So here as the variables, very important elements of the set of equations. Say for example, if I taken the set of equation voltage, if I given the voltage is equal to say V is equal to IR. So one equation if I have written V is equal to IR. Okay. So this is a set of equation which I can take the voltage which you can find out using the resistance, right? So V is equal to IR. So from this, there are two variables, that is voltage and current. Resistance is a constant, So if I represent, so here, this is a signal flows, means the how the system of representation, graphical representation means that the variable, which is the independent variable. So here the independent variable is I, dependent variable is V. So independent variable is represented as a initial variable that is called source variable, that is source node, and this is called as sink node. And the dependent variables, which is V is the dependent variable which is on the I, so dependent and independent variable, and with the transfer function. So some value should be represented on the branch. This is called as a branch. So then this is called as the V is equal to IR can be represented in this form. So like this. So this is what a signal flow graph, and here the variables are very important elements of this set of equations. So here the variables are voltage and the current. So these are represented first in the signal flow graph as a small circle. So this circle is called as a node, and this variable, independent variable, is represented as the initial, and the dependent variable will be represented at the next node. So here this signal from this point to this point is called as a branch. The dependent and independent variables we are representing with the nodes, okay, and the relationship between these nodes are represented by joining the nodes as per the equation. As I told that V is obtained from I with multiplied by R, because this V is dependent on the I variable, and with the transfer, this is called as the branch which are going to associate with this this is called as a transfer function of this branch, and this is shows that the direction of the arrowhead shows that the how the signal flows from I to V. Okay, so the branch is associated with this transfer function and an arrow. The transfer function is nothing but the mathematical operation which is taken place to get this output variable. So output variable is nothing but V is equal to I into R. Like this, we are going to represent in the form of a signal flow. So, and also signal flows only in one direction, that is along the arrow. So here I have mentioned this voltage which is dependent on the current. So that's why the current will become the independent variable and V will become the independent variable. So all the branches which are going to represent here the cause and effect relationship, because of this V will be obtained from this I and as well as this R. So that's why it is this is called as a branch gain. Also it has another name. Called branch gain. This is called as branch gain also. You can call it as branch transfer function or a branch gain also. We have a number of names also. So now we need to know the different properties of the signal flow graphs. You need to know different properties of the signal flow graph. So now we'll discuss the properties of signal flow graph. So we'll go with properties of signal flow graphs. So what is the first property of the signal flow graph is, we know that the signal flow graph, I can write in a simple form, okay, say SFG I can write as, so that rather than writing SFG, okay, signal flow graph is applicable only for linear time invariant systems. So this SFG is only applicable for LTI systems. That is the first property. And the second property is the signal in the system flows along the branches and along the arrowheads. That's what is shown here. The signal flows from along the branches in the direction of arrowhead. Signal flows along the branches and along the arrowheads, means in the same direction. It is not flows the reverse direction, along the arrowheads. Okay, so when it comes to the third property, the signal gets multiplied. Means the signal V, if I want to find out V, should be gets multiplied by the branch gain, which I have shown here. The signal gets multiplied with the branch gain. So the third property is the signals which are in the signal flow graph gets multiplied by branch gain to get the output variable or whatever it is. Okay, so then fourth is very important, the value of variable. So the value of the variable, the fourth point, the value of the variable which is represented by any node, which is represented by any node is an algebraic sum of all the signals entering at the node. So this I will explain with the example here. So if I take this, there are 3 signals and entering at this particular point, say for example like this. Okay, so here is the direction of the arrow is, look at this, and they say this is x1, and they say this is x2, and this is say x3, and this is x4. If you look at this, you consider this x3 signal, x3 node. So the variable of the value of the variable represented by any node, that is any node means I have taken x3, is an algebraic sum of all the signals entering at the node. So x3, if I want to find out here, if I want to find out the x3 here, x3 is written as, okay, what are the branch gain? If I mention, say for example 2, and this is going to be 3, and this is going to be say 4. So x3 can be represented with, say for example 2 into x1 plus 3 into x2 plus 3 into x2. And see, even this is going, the x4 is going to be, if it is mentioned, it is going out of this. So I can just take one more signal. Say for example, if it is coming like this, if I have given like this, say for example one signal, still this x4 is entering at this particular point. So all these 3, 1 2 3 is entering at this particular point. So I can take 3x4. And what about the x4 equation? How, suppose if I want to find out the x4 equation here for this signal flow graph, according to this property, So sum of algebraic. So what are the signals are entering at this particular point? There is only one signal is entering, but this is the leaving signal, so we cannot take into the consideration. So I can write x4. I can write x4 is equal to 4 times x3. I can write only one signal which is coming from this node, 4 times x3. So this is the equation of the node x4. Okay, node x4. So this is the equation of node x3. This is the node equation. That's what is saying sum of algebraic. See, algebraic, why I am mentioning here is if there is any negative, say for example, if I have taken this as a -4, then this will become -4 into x3. -4 into x3. Say if this is -2, then it will become -2x1. Likewise, so algebraic sum is which includes the signs also to be taken. So the value of the variable representing by any node is an algebraic sum of all the signals entering at this node. So I am not talking about any other point. I am talking only entering, which are entering at that particular node. So leaving I am not taking. So the value of that variable will be taken as the x4 is equal to -4 into x3. Why? Because it is entering only one signal is entering at that particular x4. So that is the fourth point. Then coming to the fifth point, fifth property of the signal flow graph. Okay. So fifth property of signal flow graph is the value of the variable represented by any node is available to all the branches leaving that node. So the value of the variable represented by any node is available that available to all the branches leaving that node. Means the number of branches leaving a node does not affect the value of the variable represented by that node. So this is very important point. The value, number of branches which are entering, the number of branches leaving a node, the number of branches leaving a node does not affect the value of variable, represented by that node. So what I want to say is, say for example, I have a signals which are coming like this. Say for example, x2. So I have a signals like this, which are entering like this and then leaving also we have like this, and one more node like this, one more node like this. Say for example, the signals are leaving like this. So we can write x2. Say for example, if I write this value, so this is x1, say x2, and this is say x3, and this is say x4, and this is say x5. So x2 is equal to, say this is 2, and this is 3, and this is 4, and this is 5. So x2 is equal to 2 into x1 plus 3 into x3. So this value means whatever the signals added here, the x2 is 2x1 plus 3x3. Say for example, if I find out the x4 value, I can write 4 into x2, means this x2, whichever is having, so this can be written as 4 into 2 into x1 plus 3 into x2. See, the value of this x2 will be available for these signals also, means whichever you added, this 2x1 plus 3x3 for this x2 value, that will be taken into consideration while calculating the value of the variable x4 and the value of the variable x5. So the number of branches leaving a node does not affect the value of the variable represented by that node. So this value will not affect this 2x1 plus 3x will not affect by these branches, which are the branches leaving this particular node, will not affect the value of x2, because these are the leaving branches. Only entering branches will be taken consideration, which affects is this x2 variable is only entering branches, not the leaving branches. Okay, that is the point which says fifth point. And last property of signal flow graph is sixth point. So we can take for a given system SFG, we can draw for a given system, SFG is not unique. SFG is not unique. You can draw different way of signals. Means the graphs can be drawn by writing the system of equations in a different manner. So if you write the system of equations in a different manners, that is the variables are represented in a different way, then the signal flow graph will not be the unique. So that is why SFG is not the unique property of the system. This is the last property. So these are the 6 properties related to this signal flow graph, and we draw what are the terminologies used in this signal flow graph. First, terminologies used in signal flow graph. Terminologies used in SFG. Okay, so I can take first and foremost thing is called as source node. As we discussed in the beginning of this, the independent variable V is equal to IR. So here I have taken as I is independent variable and V is the dependent variable, and the branch gain is R. So here this I which is the having, see, the only outgoing branch. So the branches which is having only outgoing branches, the node which is having outgoing branch, the node which is having the outgoing branch is called as source node. We can call it as source node. And similarly, see, source node is defined as when the node having only outgoing branch, the node having only outgoing branch, node having only outgoing branches is called as source node. This is the important definition. Similarly, second one, sink node. So sink node is nothing but the node which is having here, if you look at only incoming branches, the node which has only incoming branch means incoming signals. So this node is having only incoming signal and this node is having only outgoing signal. Okay, so the node which is having only incoming signal, only incoming signal or incoming branches, whatever it is. So we can say source node. You can say it is called as sink node. Sink node is having the only incoming branches. Source node is having only outgoing branches. So next, third terminology which you are going to use here is chain node. So chain node in the sense which has both means incoming as well as outgoing branches, which has incoming and outgoing. Say for example, this is the nodes which have like this. So this is x1, say x2, and say x3. So these are the variables, x1 and x2 is 3 variable. So here, if you look at the node x2, this is incoming branch. So if you look at this is the incoming branch for this node x2, and this is the outgoing branch. So which has incoming and outgoing signals, that node is called as chain node. So this is called as chain node. The node which is having the both incoming and outgoing is called as a chain node. That is the third terminology is used in a signal flow graph. Next we'll go to the fourth one. Forward path. In SFG, we discuss about the forward path. These are the terminologies that are very, very, very important. Please remind what I am talking about: source node, sink node, chain node, forward path. So what is a forward path? Forward path is nothing but a path from the input to the output node is defined as a forward path. It is a path. Which is defined as a path from the input node, apart from input node to output node, input node to output node, apart from the input to output node is called as forward path, is called as forward path. A path which is a path which is from the input node to the output node is called as forward path. So if I say here one example, say there is a signal flow graph which is represented in a different way. Say for example, I have a which represents the system like this, and I have signals are coming like this to this branch, and say for example to this branch like this, and say one more branch is coming like this. Okay, so this is in a see, this direction of signal is different, so this is a signal is different, this signal is different, and I have like this. So when we have, this is only outgoing branches, this is called as source node or input node. We can call it as input node also. And this is, when look at this, the last one which is having the branch. See, here is also signal direction to be shown, and if you look at this, this is called as sink node or output. Means it's a when I want to define this forward path, so a path which is from the input node to the output node, means this is the input one and this is the output. So how you reach from input to the output? So there is a straight path. So if I define this x1 and this is x2, and say this is x3, and say this is x4 and x5 and x6, so I can write from that x1 to x2 I can go, then x2 to x3 I can go, then x2 x4 I can go, and x5 I can go, and to x6 I can go. So these are the one more way I can represent. So I'll write one more signal from here to like this, say in this direction. So now if I write, this is the first forward path I can reach first, this is one. Okay, and one more way is also there to reach the input to the output. So from x1 to x2 I can go, from x1 to x2 I can go, then from x2 to, see here, x4 also I can go. So from x2 to x4, so here I no need to go to the x3 here, so x2 to x4 I can go, then from there to the x5, then from there to x6. So likewise I can move on, x4 to x5, then x6. So this is how this is also called forward path 1. So means how many ways you are reaching the output from the input node. So there are two forward paths where in means I can reach in two different ways. So those paths should be represented in the signal flow graph. So this is, say, if it this whole thing is represent, sorry, this whole thing, if it represent, this whole thing is represent a signal flow graph, this whole thing is represent signal flow graph, then what are the forward paths we have? Means when you define this forward path, we know that it is a path which is from input node to output node. How you are reaching the output node from the input node? So I can go from x1 to x2, straight path. This is called straight path. There is always a straight path to reaching the output node. And also if there is any, see, I cannot move from x1 to x2, x2, x3 this direction. If you look at x2, this direction of arrow head is different. So it is coming to this x2, not from leaving the x2. So the branch leaving from x2 is this one only. So I can go x1 to x2 and then in a forward direction. So when I say forward path, it should be in a forward direction only. Okay. So while tracing a forward path here, if I want to trace any forward path, no node is to be traced twice. No node is to be traced twice. Means here, if you look at no node 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. No node is repeated. So no node is repeated. So no single node, I mean, no node is traced twice. In the sense, should not touch the same node two times. So you should not touch the node twice. Should not touch the same node twice. Same node twice. That is called as a forward path. So this is very important while solving the problems. So you should understand what is the forward path and how we can reach the from this input node to the output node. How you reach the input node to the output node. So next, coming to the second, next terminology which is used in this is going to be feedback loop. Very important. All these terminology is very, very important. That is feedback loop. So in the signal, block diagram, you have seen that the feedback, signal. Similarly, there is a that forms a feedback loop. That forms a feedback loop. So it is nothing but loop. Loop in the sense which has this kind of nature, like this, right? Which comes like this and then join to this. This is called as a loop. This is called as a loop. Say this is x1 and this is x2. Means a signal is generating at one particular point x1, that is leaving and then touching this one node, and coming back to the same, terminating at the same node where it is generated. Terminating at the same node where it is generated, that is called as a loop. That is called as a loop. So a path which originates from a particular node and terminating at the same node, So you are terminating at the x1 node only. The path I have generated, is from x1 and touching the at least one node, and traveling to the same node and then terminates at the same node, that is x1, which is at generated. So that is called as a loop. And with this loop also, you should not trace the node twice. So feedback loop and the forward path, no node is traced twice. Similarly, here also I can write the same comment. So no node is traced twice. That is. So if I take an example here, say for example, I'll draw one block diagram here. So this is the x1 and x2, say x3, and I have drawn a signal like this. Okay, so here, if I take the feedback loop, that is one signal is generated from x1. Generating node is this one. Say for example, it's originated. The signal is originated at this particular point and touching this x2 and coming back to x1. So x1 to x2 and then coming back to x1. So it is starting point and ending point same. And here no node is traced twice. Means no node is traced twice. Say for example, one more loop is also there. Starting point will be x2 and it is going to touch the x3 and coming back to the same x2. Okay, so here one more very important point is here x1 generated the signal and passing through the x2 and passing through the x3 and then coming back to the x2 and then coming back to x1. Here the starting point is x1, okay, and the ending point is also x1. But why this one is not called as a loop? Starting point and ending point is same. So it is where the signal is generated and coming back to the same generating point. But why, which statement I have mentioned here, no node is traced twice. This is very important statement. This is the very important statement. No node is traced twice in the sense, see, if you look at this point, that is x2 is coming here twice. So it is repeating. X2 is repeated. So this is not called as node. This is not called as feedback loop. This is not called as feedback loop. So this is not called as feedback loop. Why? Because it is tracing the same node twice. X2 is coming two times. See here, if you look at this, there is only one x3. Okay, and if you have, say for example, I have a signal flow graph like this, and I have like this, say for example, and I am touching like this. So this is x1, x2, x3, and x4. So here this signal is generating from x1 and moving to x2 and moving to x3 and moving for x4 and then coming back to the x1. So here no node is traced twice. Here no node is traced twice. If you look at x2, 3, 4. So this is called as feedback loop, but not this one, even though x1 to x2, x2 to x3, but when coming back, it is touching the same node twice. That's why x2 is repeated here 2 times. So you should be very careful while finding the feedback loop and forward path. No node is traced twice. This is the very, very important statement which you need to remember while solving the problems. Okay. So that is how the feedback loop is defined. That is, a feedback loop is nothing but a path which originates from a particular node and terminating at the same node, traveling through at least one another node. That's why this is another node is x2. Another node is x3 in the second loop. So this is a feedback loop 1. I can mention this. So I can mention this as I can mention this as feedback loop 1, feedback loop 1. Then this is also I can call it as feedback loop 2. There are 2 loops. This is I can say L1 and this is I can say L2. So this is not called as a feedback loop because it is traced twice. This x2 is coming twice. That's why this is not called as a feedback loop. So very importantly, we should understand what is a forward path and we should understand what is a feedback loop. Then only you can solve the SFG problem. Signal flow graph problems you can solve only if you understand these 2 things. One is what is meant by forward path and what is meant by feedback loop. Now, coming to the one more terminology which is used is self loop. The 6th one, which we can say self loop. What is called as a self loop? Means which a feedback, this is also a feedback loop, means say for example x1 and generates from the same node and ends at the same node without touching any another node. So x1 to x1, x1 to x2. Say for example x2 is there, so x2 to x2 means it starts from there, ends at the same node without touching any other node. That is called as a self loop. A feedback loop consisting of only one node. So this is called as a feedback loop which consists of only one node. A feedback loop which consists of one node is called as self loop. Okay, so this is self loop. And if I say for example in the feedback, a signal flow graph is represented like this, say for example, and this is the one and this is the one like this and this is the one like this, and say one more is like this. So here if you look at x1, x2, and then this is x3 and this is say x4. So x3 to x3 means this loop is coming like this. So x3 to x3 is called as a self loop. But while writing the forward path, you should not write x1, x2, x3, x4 is one path, and similarly x1, x2, x3, once again x3 and x4 this is not called as a forward path because this x3 is repeating twice. So this is not called as a forward path. So self loop is not considered. While writing the very importantly, it's not considered while writing forward paths. While writing the forward paths, you should not consider the self loop. Means, of course, I can reach this from here to here and here to here, and then I can go like this and then coming back to here and then moving. So this is not considered as a forward path. Why? Because you are touching the same node x3 to x3 once again. So that's why self loop will not be considered while writing the forward path. And also very important one is path gain. Next one is very important, path gain. So all these terminology is very, very, very important before solving the problems. So next one is 7th one, path gain. path gain or a branch gain. Of course, path gain, branch gain, loop gain, all there are terminologies are there. So path gain, in the sense, it is a forward path gain. So it is called as forward path gain. What is a forward path gain in the sense? Say, for example, if I have represented a signal flow graph like this, x1, x2, x3, x4, then x5, and I have one feedback loop like this, okay, and one more feedback loop like this, say for example, and I have x6 like this. So in this case, forward path, if I want to mention like this one more, okay, so I'll say for example this is g1, so this is g2, this is g3, and this is g4, and this is h1, and this is say h2, and this is say g5, and this is say g6. So forward path gain, in the sense, the product of branch gains while going through forward path, means first I write the forward path. I'll write the forward path. What is the forward path? So forward path is nothing but, which you can say, from input node to the output node, how we are reaching. So always there is a straight path, as I told you, that x1 to x2, x2 to x3, x4, then x5, then x6 is the one forward path. So this is a forward path 1. So x1 to x3, which is the branch gain, g1. So g1, then x2 to x3 is g2. So these branch gains should be multiplied. Product is nothing but multiplication of all the branch gains. g1 into g2 into g4 into g5 into g6. So why you not g3 consider, means that is the second forward path. This is the second forward path, which is going like this and then coming to here and then coming to like this. This also we can reach the x6 node in this direction also. We can write the forward path 2. We can write forward path 2 is equal to x1 to x2, then x2 to x4, then x4 to x5, then x5 to x6. So what is the branch gain for this? It is nothing but g1 into g3 into g5 into g6. So this is called as forward path gain. This is called as forward path gain. This is called as forward path gain or path gain. So you can call it as forward path gain. So path gain, you can call it as path gain, okay, or path gain. So this is one important path gain, and this is also called as forward path gain or path gain. I mean second forward path, right? So next is loop gain is also same way. Say for example, loop gain, if I want to write, so loop, say this is the loop 1. If I write x3 to x4, x3 to x4, then x3 is the one loop, feedback loop. So g4 into h1, all the branch gains, if I multiply in that loop, is called as a loop gain. It's called as a loop gain. So that is a loop gain and path gain. Then coming to the next is very important is, of course it is not required but in the calculations, but it is required to show in the signal flow graph. That is called as dummy node. That is called as dummy node. Dummy node in the sense, if source and sink node are not present, then we can add dummy node. We can add dummy node, means, say for example, which has only incoming branches is called as source node, right? So suppose if I have a like this, and one more is like this, and one more is which has only incoming branches. So if you look at this node x1, node x2, and node x3, node x1 is not called as a source node because we have defined the source node is only having the outgoing branches. So if you look at this, it has outgoing branch and also having incoming branch. So x1 is not called as a source node, and x3 sink node is said to be that only having incoming branches. So here you have incoming branch but also you have outgoing branch. So these nodes are called as, which has incoming and outgoing branches is called as chain nodes. So no node is source and no node is sink node it represents. So for in that case, we need to add one more a node with a branch gain as 1, which does not affect the any effective overall transfer function. So one more node which is represented like this with the branch gain is 1. So these two are called as this is called as source node, means dummy source node. We can call it as dummy source node and dummy sync node. We can add dummy sync node. So with this, it will not affect the overall transfer function, but to represent any signal flow graph, there should be one source node, there should be one sync node. If it is not present any source node and sync node in the signal flow graph, we can add these dummy nodes to represent source and sync nodes. Okay, that is the advantage of to represent this. And next one is very important is non-touching loops. Non-touching loops. So these are the terms which are used in solving the signal flow graphs. Okay, ninth important terminology is non-touching loops. Non-touching loops. So when I say non-touching loops, so what is meant by non-touching? Non-touching means it doesn't have any contact. It doesn't have any contact. Say for example, if I have represented a signal flow graph like this, so there are 4 nodes and there is one loop like this, and I represent like this, and then one more I represent like this, and one more I represent like this, signals. So I'll write x1. Of course, there is no source node here. Okay, sync node. Adding dummy node is required in this case. Okay, not a problem. We'll discuss later. But still, to understand what is a non-touching loops. So if I want to write first, loop should be written. So what is the loop 1? Loop 1 is, I'll write the loop 1 is, what is the loop 1? A signal is generated at x2 and then touches the x3 and coming back to the x2 and coming back to the x2. So a signal touches the, generates x2 and then touches the x3 and coming back to the x2. So this is the loop 1, I can say. And loop 2, there is a loop 2 also. A signal generates from x1 and touches the x2 and touches the x3 and touches the x4 and coming back to the x1 once again. So there is no node is repeated twice here. Next, loop 3. Loop 3 is x1 to x4, then x1. That is in this direction. Means x1 to x4, then x4 to x1. So this is also, there are 3 loops in this. There are 3 loops in this. This is x1 to x4. It is going in this direction. Generate a signal generated from x1 and touching x4 and coming back to x1 only. So there are 3 loops. There are 3 loops we can say here. But among these through, when I'm talking about this non-touching loop, non-touching means they should not have any contact. Means contact, when I say it is a common node, in this case, in this terms, common node, there should not be, no common node should present. No common node should present in all this. So if you look at the x2, x3, x2 here, x1, if I consider the loop 1 and loop 2 combinations, if I consider loop 1 and loop 2 having the common nodes, x2, x3, we have common nodes. x2, x3, common nodes. So, but according to definition, we should not have, according to this, we should not have no common node. We should not have no common node, but we have x2 and x3 common node for this loop 1 and for this loop 2. So this is not said to be, non-touching loop. This is not said to be a non-touching loop. Then which one is called as non-touching? Then combination, second combination, loop 1 and loop 3. If I write second combination, loop 1, and I'm checking here loop 1 and loop 3. So loop 1, x2, x3, x2, and here x1, x4, x1. So no 2, 3, 2 is there, 1, 4, 1 is there. So there is no common node. So no common node. When we don't have any common node, then it is called as then it is called as no common node, then it is called as non-touching loop. Yes, this is a non-touching loop. So it is one, non-touching loop combination. This is called as non-touching loop combination. Then one more combination we need to check out, because there are three. So loop 1 to loop 3, loop 1 to loop 3 is over, then loop 2 to loop 3, loop 2 and loop 3. So if you look at loop 2 and loop 3, x1, x2, x3, x4, x1, x1, x4, x1. So 1 and 4 are common in these two. 1 and 4 are common in these two. Then we can say this is also not combination. So only this loop 1 and loop 3, that is loop 1 is this one, loop 1 is this one, okay, and loop 3 is this one. These two are called as non-touching loops, okay. So next, coming to the, of course you can have the combinations of 2 non-touching loops and 3 non-touching loops, like that. So in this case, this is 2 non-touching loops, and some other cases, say for example, you might have an example like this. Say for example, if I have so I can have, see, if you represent here, this is a loop 1 and this is loop 2 and loop 3. So L1, L2, L3 is called as 3 non-touching loops combination. 3 non-touching loops combination. 3 non-touching loops combination. And L1, L2, L2, L3, L3, L1. These are called as 2 non-touching loop combinations. 2 non-touching loop combination. 2 non-touching loop combinations. Okay. So this is 3. That is this one and this one are not touching to each other. This is called 3 non-touching loops and 2 non-touching loops. Okay, L1 and 2 is a 2 non-touching loop combination and 3 non-touching loop combination. So this is what the terminology. And finally, as we told that in the forward path gain only we discussed. So final 10th terminology is very important, is loop gain. Loop gain we discussed in the forward path gain. Similarly, how you calculate the forward path gain? Similarly, we can calculate the loop gain also. Say for example, this is G1, and if I have a negative feedback, say H1, X1 to X2, this is considered as a loop. This is considered as a loop, say L1. So loop gain, if I want to find out loop gain, which is represented as L1, say for example for the loop 1, and this is equal to, I can multiply the block gain G1 into minus H1, that is minus G1 into H1 is called as the loop gain. It's called as the loop gain. Okay, so this is how you can you should learn these terminologies to understand the SFG, signal flow graphs. These terminologies are very, very important. Okay, so with this I'll stop today, and tomorrow we'll discuss the problems. Okay, so please enter the ESN in the chat box, and you have a quiz. Go to the Google Classroom. The quiz will be enabled. Enter the, and also the assignments. Please submit the assignment. Quiz assignments.